This is basically like, to me, like we were talking about before we started recording, this is like the incestuous cousin or brother. Well, I guess it would be cousin because it's from a different country of Peter Jackson or Sam Raimi. So this is the British cousin of Peter Jackson or Sam Raimi.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if it's an incestuous cousin so much as it's like a hijacked, abducted, stuffed in the van
Yes.
cousin of Evil Dead and Bad Taste. Well, I can tell you this. Within the first minute, we see man-ass twice. Bad CGI. There's graveyard sex, weed smoking.
Yeah.
So like before you even sit down in your chair.
Yeah, it starts with a couple doing the horizontal mambo next to a circle of ritual stones.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna like bang someone in a graveyard, it's probably not a good idea to do it where it looks like there's some kind of druid or cultish origins to that graveyard. But it's the girl's farm. It's her farm. She's like, why go to a bar when we could just have sex out here in this graveyard next to virtual stones? The only drawback to that is, of course, they get abducted by aliens, and there is a pretty fierce anal probing. And
that's the proper adjective for that.
So now these aliens are not into just probing and experimenting. Like when you hear about the gray aliens, take for example a movie like Fire in the Sky. The gray aliens are experimenting. They're doing the shrink wrapping, and they're poking and prodding them. This is not just poking and prodding. This is like taking a spinning arrow anal probe into the cornhole. And then what splatters out transitions into the main credits, which I thought was actually pretty creative.
So inventive. I mean, and in Fire in the Sky, I think they use lube too. So it was like,
I hope so.
Like dry metal on human ass and just like right in there. Like just dry. They just went in dry. That's like they're breaking a lot of.
Yeah, if you're gonna do the anal probe, at least have the courtesy of using lube.
Yeah. Just take a second. You haven't seen drilling like that since Anwar. I don't even know. Yeah, it was awful. That was like, the guy is walking around with a 3 3/8 borehole in his ass. Like
well, right away, like you said, in the first couple of minutes, exactly what kind of movie you're in for. But it's great because it totally. I think this movie is very enjoyable. It's got Peter Jackson, Sam Raimi imprints all over it, but it's a ton of fun. Jake West knows exactly what he's going for, and he commits to it 100%. And apparently, I don't know if there's if the version that's on Tubi that I saw is the unrated version, because there's supposed to be an R-rated and an unrated version. But I was like, I wonder what they cut out of the unrated version after saying that.
Exactly. Well, I think the film review kind of sums it up best. It's like, look, if you're going to watch this, there's a very low bar. And one film review was, it might play better after 10 pints of cider, but so would most Guy Ritchie films.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, this one, like Peter Jackson's Bad Taste, it's hard to if you're gonna eat something, eat before you watch this, because you're probably it's a little difficult to. And I'm well trained on horror movies, and still I'm like, it's still hard to eat during some of these crazy.
Oh, you definitely don't. No. You want to. This would help prolong your fast.
Yeah, exactly.
At a moment where you really want to have food, why don't you watch this? You won't be hungry at all during it at any point.
There's the tagline for it: more gore than a bomb in a butcher shop, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, there is. It's a what'd you call it? Splat stick?
Splat stick, yeah.
Oh yeah, that definitely that.
What's great about this is that it doesn't take. So it is basically what you would consider a midnight movie. Watch after a couple of beers or whatnot. But they put a lot of effort into the effects, the puppetry. There's an alien puppet dog. There's flying eyeballs. There's aliens playing soccer with human heads. And then the spaceship steering wheel is a brain. And they kind of reminded me of Starship Troopers, how they have to talk to the brain, but you have to
fly to the navigator.
Yeah, fly to the navigator. Exactly.
Fly to the navigator.
Yeah. In fact, one of the puppets, like the alien puppet dog, like their Fido or whatnot, is real freaky looking with these weird, like
Yeah,
kind of spider legs that like go
yeah.
backward, like where the knees go backward. That alien puppet actually reminds me of one of the main creatures in Flight of the Navigator. I think it was that one that was sitting on his shoulder.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no doubt about it. Oh yeah, yeah. It's funny because it's like you're watching it, and I'm like, we watch a lot of stuff, and it's just like very much like a what's what of like, and I don't know if you call it a ripoff, but they were definitely like, oh, like I mean, it was the second best three-titted groping scene since Total Recall. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate the fact that they had a nerd that was the hero in the movie. Kind of like Peter Jackson movie Dead Alive. The main character in that movie is very, because Peter Jackson was inspired by Sam Raimi. The main character in that movie is like the New Zealand version of Bruce Campbell, but he's more nerdy. And they
right.
went even more nerdy with this. They sort of have like that
Yeah.
kind of Bruce Campbell vibe, but they went more nerdy with it, which is great. So the nerd that turns out to be the hero in this movie is the head of British UFO Institute research company, which actually the acronym is Your Name, but with a C instead of a K. See if I can find that on here.
Your Name?
Oh, yeah, here. No, Your Name. So the nerdy guy in this that becomes the hero, he is the head of BURC, Burk,
Oh,
the
there you
British UFO Research Committee.
go. Quality name, quality.
They knew that you were into UFOs way back then and decided to steal some of your thunder.
Well, here's something odd. So I'm watching it, right? You watch a movie like this and you're like, oh, you're going to see a lot of jugs there for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like, because there's all the probing at the beginning. So instantly, I haven't rated many movies for the MPAA. But when you do the anal probe right up the beginning and they show, like, they don't cut away. It's not a cutaway to someone's face. Oh, as the probe goes near, a Hitchcock thing. No, it's like you get full time right in. And that right away is going to get you an NC, that unrated. There is no there is no R for that. They're like, well, let's see, contains nudity and anal drilling with an actual anal drill.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like,
but then there's no nudity. Like you see man butt and drilling that, and then there's no like, there is later, but like, where's the rest of like the nudity?
well, there's alien boobs in it, but like the regular like human boobs are not.
Yeah, they teased that, but we wanted to see the hot slutty reporter.
Yeah, there were. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, she wears this. Her performance is akin to Jessica Biel's performance in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it just where the camera just follows like the backside. And you're like, oh, wow, it's almost like the ass is giving a performance in that movie more than Jessica Biel is. And then this one, it just starts out with the newscaster like wearing the blazer and pretty much nothing under the blazer. So you just see like half a boob.
Well, no, there is nothing. I mean, pretty much. They're literally hands and then the blazer.
Sort of reminded me of like, I think some countries do naked news. Like I don't know if Australia does that. One of these countries they have like a program called Naked News where
right.
To try and get people interested in local issues.
Best way to take your news in, I would think. Yeah, but then it's like you get all the way through the movie, and then it's like the S&M alien creature is like fully naked. Or did they put a little pasties? I might have been alien like Ariel.
Well, there were some. Okay, so there was one like alien boob creature when she's seducing the nerd, and like the nipples are sort of like facing upwards, and they look very sharp. Like they could be weapons in and of themselves. Yeah. So I thought that was a nice touch.
Well, maybe that's
all about the details, Aaron.
Yeah, it's all about the details. I think for me, there were two really gross out points, which is like the reverse abortion.
Oh, yes. Yes, there is a scene, where I think it's like the alien kicks her in the stomach, and then like the alien puppet like flies out and you just sort of see it spinning around. But which is weird because they do like a reverse birth as well too, because when both the reporter, well, there's two women that are abducted in this, and the aliens, when they're on the operating table, they take like these little alien babies that are already born, and they sort of like give them like a reverse C-section where they open up the stomach, they put the puppet in, and then like the stomach gets sealed shut. And I don't know if the puppet's supposed to just grow. I think what happens is
Yeah,
because these aliens basically they have like a body snatcher sort of thing where
right.
the alien just sort of takes over their body. So eventually it just sheds the human skin. So and like the girl at the beginning when she gets pregnant, she's in like a week, she's like at full term almost. And then so there's a limited amount of time in the movie before the alien just completely rips out of the human form of the girl there, and then it just becomes like full on alien attacking people. So it's a way for them to like birth through humans by already being born as alien puppets. It's not like a mating thing where a puppet's like, where like the conception happens. It's not like a regular conception. It's alien puppet born, put into the female stomach, then sewn back up, and then alien comes through the human body after turning like as large as the human. It's sort of a strange way that it's set up, but
Have we learned nothing from micro cinema? You don't dig too deep on this. It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, but easily probably my most shocking moment of the movie when literally born out of her mouth and she just rips her completely apart. Like quite
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
wow.
there's some great like effects and like that
Yeah.
that sort of thing. It's like, if it's gonna be like a midnight movie and you're gonna go for it, this movie pulls out all the right stops. It's very entertaining. And of course, this all leads up to great like puppetry, cool effects. I mean, the computer effects are low budget, but this was obviously done on a lower budget. This was about like, from what I saw, I don't know how accurate this is, but when I read on it, it's a $1.8 million budget, which sounds about right. But a lot of creativity went to, there are some like low budget PlayStation looking CGI effects in
Oh
this.
yeah.
but like the practical puppetry they did was fantastic. And when it culminates to the combine harvester scene, this guy gets on a combine and he just starts running over aliens with it. So alien body parts are flying everywhere. The great like over the top. And I think this one even has a scene with a banana peel in it. So signaling the splat stick.
Oh, totally. Oh my God. Yes. But I don't know. I don't buy the 1.5 million. I say if I was gonna bet the under, I would bet the under because there's no actors in it that are like of note. So you'd spend some of that on an actor. You know what I mean? It's like you couldn't not like, yeah. I don't think it was I mean, who knows? But I mean that if that was $1.5 million, then yeah.
Well, look at it this way. Look at what they spend on Marvel stuff. It's like $300 million, and there's some scenes with bad CGI, and you're wondering where that money was put into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like different than Bad Taste, where it's like $25,000. There was more DIY stuff in that. But this one, I thought they did like a fantastic job for their budget. They give you a bang for your buck, especially when it's on Tubi. This is a great, fun late night movie to watch. Yeah, nothing to analyze here. Just really fun, over the top splat stick. And there's constant, like the movie constantly moves. It does not, that's the best thing about this movie. Does not drag at all.
Insane.
Yeah, it has pretty entertaining characters. It has a fun, like quirky sense of humor to it. Very much like, so there's a scene where, so the reporter is taking her film crew in and they're investigating this place, and the woman that got abducted and impregnated by aliens, and she meets like the brothers, and the brothers like these weird inbred crazy ass like Wales version of these rednecks or whatnot.
Implied inbred, but they were just
implied inbred. But yeah, when they she's like, doesn't anybody here speak English? And they're like, English, and then they spit. There's some kind of like almost kind of Monty Python stuff, or definitely like Jackson and Raimi stuff in it. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, you could tell the director was definitely like really knew his movies. Like this guy's probably seen a million billion movies because there just were so many references to other like the eye swallow. You're like straight Evil Dead.
Oh, the eyes flying through the air is right out of Evil Dead too.
Oh yeah. Double eye swallow. They did it like they just didn't do it once. They did it at this 2 eyeballs by the 2 side by side. There were just a lot of little like Easter eggs that were like people that know the genre. And I assume that if you're watching this,
absolutely,
you've already scoured the depths of micro or low budget horror cinema. Then you're going to get a lot of these references. There was the Total Recall 3-titty, baby, you making me wish I had 3 hands.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty good with two.
Yeah, like you said, like a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of homages. There's even like
Oh my gosh.
chainsaw usage in this one as well too.
Well, then even just like the scene in like, and then there's Evil Dead, little tips of the hat. Well, sorry, again, like when they're weaponing up, it's like the angles, literally shot for shot in the cabin where he's getting.
Oh, the editing style too is similar to like the Raimi kind of editing style.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just if I had one little comment about it, though, one critique would be just spend a little on the character development. You know what I mean? You're going to these links to like, it's the freest, but just for all the micro cinema people out there, it's like, try to do more with the characters, because that's a free effect. You can spend millions of dollars on all kinds of gore and this, that, and the other, but just a little on some of the character foibles makes it go a long way. But
no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, but in this, so they spent a lot of time trying to make the movie entertaining, doing like the over the top gore and comedy and effects. But yeah, the characters are stereotypes. Like there's a lot of fun moments with them, but they're total stereotypes. They don't dive too much into them, or they are different. They are kind of like unique in their own like stereotypical ways. But yeah, they did leave some stuff on the table for that. Yeah, you're right.
Well, they're just cartoony, so it's like
cartoonish. Yeah,
Welsh inbred brothers. You never got a sense of like just a little subplot in there, or just something more than just.
Yeah.
I did like how the mute. I guess they were all 3 mute, but he got busy.
Well, they were speaking in their own kind of language. I'm not
Gaelic
sure. I'm not sure what it was.
No. There is like, I don't know if it's Gaelic or if isn't Gaelic an Irish tongue?
I think so. Yeah, sounds right.
And I think there's a Welsh one too. And I think they were like, this is, their version of like an Alabama or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, their version of our South.
Yeah, exactly. But the guy did score. I was like, watching, I'm like, is there a sexual chemistry between the blonde and the guy?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he started to score and then was interrupted. But the nerd really scored. So proud of this nerd in this movie.
Yeah.
Aliens are clearly attracted to nerds with faux hawks and alien obsessions.
Well, I'm glad to see somebody's getting laid.
Okay, yeah, but this is the reason why I brought this one up is because I thought it was a really fun movie. That was there was a movie like Bad Taste, and sort of like had very sort of like similar over the top themes and comedy, and of course both are about aliens, so it fits the alien theme, and it's kind of an under the radar movie. It's one that you don't really hear about that often. I heard about this movie a lot. This movie came out in 2005. So I heard about it a ton when it came out, and then you don't really hear about people talk about it recently. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring this movie back up and give it some attention. But it's definitely fun late night movie watching.
I do add one other quick thing to say.
Yeah.
Is the recreation. So it's like when they get abducted at the beginning, it's obviously low budget cinema.
Yeah.
And they will go back and do the recreation of it. On a little like news broadcast. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, now that you mentioned that, one of the things I really liked about this movie is like they authenticate like low budget filmmaking. So they go like when you're doing a low budget movie, you got like one guy doing, if you're super low budget, you got one guy doing sound, one guy doing camera. Sometimes the director is doing camera and directing and even acting in the movie, but they have such a skeleton crew on this. And you see all these movies that are made about like film crews, or film crews and the main characters, and they always have way too many people. You're like, no, if you're low budget, you got basically almost nobody, like 5 people are under, and that's it. Yeah.
Then the sound guy, but like the sound guy who gets blinded, that uses this boom pole to hear like as his ears in some sort of kung fu bizarre moment. I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It's like he a blind master kung fu fight with the aliens that attack him. He can't see anymore, so he puts his headphones on and uses his microphone to like attack the aliens with. It was like,
Yeah, this is also a good reminder that if you have problems making the movie, or let's say like you're making a movie that's not turning out too well, and you get attacked by somebody like aliens or some other like imminent threat, you can use film equipment as weapons, which is utilized as well in this movie.
Oh, definitely. Don't let that boom pole go to waste. I hope they made their money back.
Yeah, I hope so too, because I think it's a totally fun cult movie.
I mean, that's like some serious, like you could just see the long hours
Oh
shooting,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
like,
there was a lot of like nerd dedication to this movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah. So I mean, I just imagine the effort that it took to make it. Yeah. Tip of the hat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, check this movie out. It's on Tubi. You can watch it for free and get interrupted by those annoying commercials. But on Tubi, they don't last too long. The commercials go by pretty
No,
fast.
no, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And they don't care when they interrupt it either. They
Yeah, I
don't.
know. That's the most annoying thing about it. Or I mean, but find this movie, pick it up on Blu-ray. It's like if it's like you get it on sale.
There's a whole department of people that like, when should this movie break? Like if Lord of the Rings made it to like big TV or something, they're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. It's when Aragon furrows his brow. That's a perfect act break. This, they don't give a shit. They'll just be like, mid-sentence, and you
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, there's no planning at all. Yeah, whatsoever. Just
No.
randomly interrupt you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
What's
it's not
funny?
like
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
it's like, yeah, where a movie would go to commercial, and like when they cut out the commercials and they show it, you can tell where it went to the commercial. Yeah, none of that here.
No, no, and it's funny. So I watched this, and then it was like, I'm like, my Tubi has now been assaulted. I've got like, I'm getting evil bong recommendations.
Yes. Oh, wait till you start watching Sasquatch movies on Tubi.
Yeah, that's like, well, if you like evil aliens, then you will love Evil Bong.
Yeah.
There's Evil Bong versus like something or other. It was like Evil Bong versus something. It's a mashup movie.
I think it was versus Ginger Dead Man or
Yes.
Ouija.
Yeah, I came to the right place to find the answer. Thank you.
That'll be a good one for 420.